everybody, to episode 32 of the Salty Blowie podcast.
Hello. Hola.
Hope everyone's doing well. If you missed us last week on the audio version, we did a more of a visual episode where we reacted to a real Japanese candy box that we got sent from our friend that lives in Japan. So that was a fun one. Jamie lasted about 60% of the way because there was so much fucking candy. But it was fun. It was cool to see how much how many different flavors. I was trying to think of the words to put that they have just in chocolate. They're big chocolate lovers over there. So check that out if you haven't. But
it was fun. We went to the beach with a bunch of friends the other day, and I brought some with me and had everybody try it out. So mixed emotions from everybody else too. I was thinking about, I was like, oh, I should have recorded everybody eating it so we could have shared, but my bad.
So, but yeah, that's what we did last week. This week, we were going, boy, my brain is fried. I don't know why. I've been so tired this weekend, and I've actually gotten good sleep, like deep sleep, so I don't know what the deal is. My eyes are still heavy. Maybe I have COVID.
I was going to say, it's the Rona. He's got the Rona.
So, but, no, but the last 2 days, Jamie and I were at the beach, and even though it's relaxing, it is tiring, even if you're sitting there doing nothing. I mean, we weren't doing nothing. I was out, in the ocean, a few times, but
sun is draining.
Sun is draining, so when you do get home, it's like the shower is one of the best feelings after the beach, or even getting in your car that's warm in the wind, because when the wind picks up, sometimes if you're still wet, it gets cold. So yesterday we were there for 5+ hours or close.
Yeah, it was nice.
But it was nice. We got there a little bit later, but that's when the sun is at its peak, so it was nice.
Yeah. And Cruz was just playing so good, like making friends, and I call him the little crab whisperer because he is so good at catching crabs, and other kids are always like infatuated with watching him, so then he's trying to teach them how to catch crabs. It's actually really cute, and he always seems to find groups of friends or to play with, so he was having so much fun out there, so I just didn't even want to bother him, even though I was starving and ready to go.
Yeah, it's we need to try something out other than Avila. Like, there's so many other beaches, but that's like
there's so many beaches, but because Avila and San Simeon both have this little water area that is not so, it's connected to the ocean, but it's a runoff, so it's a lot. It's almost like a little bay.
You don't really get the tides.
Yeah, it's not super deep.
You get them coming through, but
yeah, it's not deep. The kids can go out to play, and it's not like as rough as the ocean and stuff, so it makes it a little bit more relaxing, than being in the, at the beaches with all the, where they only can go out into the ocean, and so.
No, like I was reading yesterday, one of these days we'll have to go, it'd be a sweatshirt day because it's always cold there. We'll have to go to Moonstone Beach and gem collect. I heard that's really fun. Is just going there and all the different pretty color rocks that they have, and be something different if we're not going to experience the full sand and ocean if it's not a warm day. So, but yeah, that's what we have going on today. Jimmy and I will be eating everything under the sun, because tomorrow starts a 30-day eating for her. Is it more so a challenge, or is it just you're doing it with a friend?
I'm just doing it with a friend.
Really
so I'm doing a 30-day. It's like a detox, lifestyle change, cleanse through Arbonne, which I'm not super familiar with. So I'm not going to go into all of that, but I've got shakes. I've got add-on greens. I've got tea. It comes with all kinds of stuff. A 7-day cleanse. So that it's 30 days. And so I'm doing it actually with 2 friends. And we start tomorrow, so
she does that. I'm going to do my thing and just be as clean as possible for the 30 days. So, yeah, we're eating leftover pizza. We're going to get some ramen. We're having breakfast for dinner. It's going to be we're going to be full today and bloated as fuck tomorrow. So, yeah. Other than that, so one of our favorite shows that Jamie and I like to watch together is called Shameless. And season 10, right?
I don't know.
Season 10 just came out on Netflix. It's a Showtime show, and we don't subscribe to Showtime other than maybe a few random times when there's a new show or something coming out. But we usually wait until Shameless comes out because we binge watch it, and I think we did it in 2 or 3 days.
Probably.
2 or 3 days. But Season 10, what are your thoughts? How do you feel about Season 10?
I loved it. I just love the cast so much. Obviously, one of their main characters, Fiona, is now gone, and she wasn't a favorite of mine anyway. She was in the beginning. Now that we started watching Shameless again from season 1, and gosh, it's crazy. You literally see them grow up on the show. But I did like her a lot in the beginning. But as time went on, you don't love her as much as her character evolved, and changed. But anyway, so she didn't come back this season, and I felt like, sometimes even though it wasn't a favorite character, sometimes when you're one of a main characters, just move it with your face.
Yeah.
Weirdo. That, it's still, it can change the vibe of the show, and it can affect the show even if, it's not your favorite character. But anyway, I was really pleasantly happy that the dynamic, you don't even actually notice she's not there. There's a couple things that make you go, huh. Wonder what it would have been like if Fiona had been there. But overall, like, the whole season was completely fine, carried great without her, and
didn't skip
I loved
a beat.
It. Yeah,
I really
liked it.
It felt like the same family that we were watching. It had the same dynamic, the same chaos, same, trying to get out of, the poverty level. Not even get out, but there's parts in the show where it's like, Jamie and I made a joke. It's like, what if we were that poor to have that much? Just there's so much craziness, and it's weird to say that because it is a struggle you see in the show, but the show portrays it in such a way that because they all have gone through these struggles together, it makes them so, like, it really is the backbone. Their family is the backbone of, one of the characters is thinking about moving away, but he just can't because it's like his stability. They've gone through so much together. So the show's just awesome. Now that we're rewatching from the beginning, I really want to try and remember, because the seasons sort of run into each other. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I wasn't sure that Ian and Mickey, that they met this soon. I forgot that they met like the very first episode. Mm-hmm. I thought that was like season.
Well, I think they've always known each other. You mean like connected?
No, met.
Oh.
So like,
because they knew the family. I mean, they're when you mess with one Malkovich, you're messing with the whole family.
Well, I know that, but I didn't know that it happened this early on in the show.
Oh.
And I really want to sit down and think of which season is my favorite, because right now it's all a blur.
Yeah.
I don't know which. I couldn't tell you what was the end and what was the beginning of each season, because some of their cliffhangers would happen like on the second or third to last episode, and then there'd still be 2 more before the season ended.
Right.
So.
I think season 2 is when I fell in love with Lip.
Season 2?
I think I started liking him in season 1, but I think season 2, I can't remember. He's my favorite. But I just love them all. I really, really enjoy all of the cast, as even Frank, the deadbeat dad, and yeah, it's just...
I was just going to ask you that. I know you just said that Lip is your favorite. Is he your favorite to look at, or is he your favorite?
He's my favorite overall. Like,
actor,
he's my
like
favorite.
Acting and
yes, he's my favorite, character out of the whole show anyway. He is my favorite, not just look wise, like him in general. I really, really like, but I do like all of them. They all have something about them, and it's funny because it's like you watch their life and you try to visualize living that life, and it's hard. You can't. I'm sure it is reality for many people, but you can't help but envy what they have, as weird as that sounds. Like, even though they don't have a lot materialistic and they're stealing and trying to keep their family afloat, but at the same time there is a bond and a love for each other, even when they're hate Frank, even when they're mad at their dad. Like, there's still something special but that they have that I feel like unless you hit rock bottom, you won't experience that ever as a family. And so even though it's fake, like, it's still like you can't help but just be like, I just love these people.
And it makes us think too, like, if we're there have been times where we really I know the cat just took a dump and the fucking bathroom door is open and it's disgusting. So I took a drink of my Monster and tasted the cat's poop in the air, and it's so gross.
So bad. It's so
Fucking
bad
disgusting.
right now. And Cruz is still asleep. And
Yes.
probably gonna wake him up too out of the smell.
I forgot where I was at with the characters, but I like Jamie. I love all the characters, but I'd have to say that Frank is probably my favorite, just because the way that they write him in. They show him being the biggest asshole in the world, and then they show him having the biggest heart. It's weird. It's weird when he does show that he has the biggest heart, because he's like, his stubbornness, it makes it hard for him to show the emotions, which makes it extra special in the show. But I think the writing and the comedy that they have for Frank is just fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
So you even fall in love with the secondary characters like Sheila, who has agoraphobia.
Yes,
agoraphobia, which is like
she won't leave the house.
Won't leave the house, like she's scared. When she goes outside, all her senses are heightened. The birds chirping, the trains, the cars, like everything is just shot up to volume 100.
Yeah.
So, but the show is just fucking awesome, and I've recommended the show to some friends, and some people can't handle it because it is. They tackle everything in that show.
Yeah, there's no filter.
There's no filter.
And that's what I think we love too,
Yes.
because we just love the realness of them, and they'll touch on touchy subjects, and no fucks given.
Yeah, yeah. And to see how much Mickey and Ian hated each other, and to see their marriage in the last episode is like,
spoiler alert.
That doesn't give you see it in the trailer.
Do you?
Yeah. So, yeah, it's awesome. Other than that, one of the interesting things
I keep making a weird face because my contact's bugging me. I swear, every time we record, my contacts start to bug.
Jamie and I rewatched Interstellar. Well, I shouldn't say last night, because it took me 2 nights because I passed out the night before. And it's funny that Matthew McConaughey is now in probably one of my favorite movies of all time and favorite TV shows in True Detective. And even though Jamie and I have watched Interstellar a few times, she'll still look up and be like, "Oh my God, that's such a trip!" Seeing the ending, and it's still one of my favorite music scores that Hans Zimmer has done. Every time you watch something like that, something new pops up, and you're like, "Oh my gosh," it kind of gets you. But yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Matthew McConaughey in my favorite TV show and favorite movie. So
I got a new book.
Oh yeah.
I think it's called Midnight Sun. I'm blanking. Stephanie Meyer, Twilight series. So X amount of years ago when Twilight was huge, I was obsessed. Like, I was part of the Team Edward. Like, I, have all the books. I have all the movies, and absolutely obsessed with everything about Twilight. And this book, I didn't even know it was coming out. Somebody, actually, friend Sarah posted a photo of her book saying, "Oh, I can't wait to read this." And I was like, what did I miss? The only author I really follow is Sophie Kinsella, because she's my favorite author. So I'm not really in tune when new books are coming out unless I go to the library, which we haven't been doing because it's been closed. But anyway, so I was like, what is that? Because I recognized immediately. I recognized the book cover just looked like Twilight, and I knew the author's name. So I looked it up on Amazon, and it's Edward's point of view. So if you're a Twilight fan, everything's from Bella's point of view. This is from Edward's standpoint, and I Amazon Primed it immediately. It was like sold out, so it said it was going to take until later this week to come in, but it still ended up shipping, and I got it 2 days ago, and I took it to the beach yesterday. I'm 1 chapter in, and I'm already obsessed. Like, as soon as I have some downtime, I know I'm going to be digging into that probably later today. But
did you know anyone personally that was on Team Jacob?
Who?
Any of your friends?
Yes,
or
and
anything?
I can't think of who right now. I know there's a couple girls that were Team Jacob.
I'd have to know their thought process on why.
I don't know. He looked better when he got his hair cut.
Yeah, he was still
like when he was turned into a werewolf. But yeah. So if you have any connection with Twilight and you love that whole series, then I think this is going to be a good book to read for sure. And it's just cool. Like, the cool thing about it, what I was telling Scott yesterday at the beach, is that 1 chapter in, now that movies had come out and you've read all the other books. But, you know, when you read the first books, there was no movies. And so you were creating these people in your head. Like you were trying to, you know, visualize what they look like. So then when the movies came out, obviously there's all the, this looks nothing like what Edward and Bella would look like. But they grow on you. Like, I truly love all the cast. And so now reading Edward's point of view, and we're flashing back to the Twilight movie, the first Twilight book, the first Twilight movie, and you can replay it in your head now as Edward. So it's kind of cool just because now you're seeing, you know, you're visualizing, you know, Edward and Bella in the movies, and the faces he's making now, it's making sense. It's like she really embraced their personalities and their faces in the movies and went with that when she put this book together, because it's making it really easy and really fun to visualize everything that's going on. So yeah, I'm really excited about it, and it's pretty good size too. So
you have to text Josh and tell him Scott wanted me to text you to make sure that you know the new Twilight book is out, because he was a big fan. And shout out to Josh, our friend who announced his campaign for mayor of Atascadero. He's got a lot of stuff that we agree on. He's perfect age, youth, his knowledge of the city, his influence in the city, and his hand in the community. Just search Josh Donovan on Facebook, and you'll see everything Atascadero pop up, and everything that you need to know. He's very good at getting back to any questions that you have, and pretty quickly. So
not into politics at all. Like I can't have a politic type conversation because I know nothing, but it is kind of cool having a close friend running, and makes it a little bit more interesting for me to follow along, and especially because Tascadero is our hometown and I expect us to live here for a long time. It is nice to know someone that's from here that has their best interest of our little town or growing city or whatever.
And I'm excited for him because I grew up in campaigns and fundraising with my grandpa always running for DA or judge, so I know the excitement of going to fundraisers, you know, having, you know, getting all the signs and products made and buttons, and just having that. It's almost like an adrenaline rush every day, because you're politicking every day. You're putting your best foot forward every day. So I'm excited for him to get to feel that, and for his family to have the excitement and rush of what a campaign truly is. So it does not come with any shortage of obstacles, but it is very fun. So yes, Josh Donovan from Mayor, go check him out. And yeah, so we haven't done this in a while because we've just been kind of freebasing it on the podcast, but we came up with a couple memes and quotes that we wanted to share with you guys. I'll do this one since it's up, and the world's going fucking crazy right now. It's a sticker that someone actually made, and it says, "When you realize even the end of the world is made in China."
So sad.
I know.
It's ridiculous, though.
Are yours these three?
Yeah, those are your funny ones.
Okay.
This is just like a thingy on Facebook, and somebody posted, would you walk through disinfectant spray to go to a concert? Which is funny because we're disinfecting everything. And a person commented and said, I'd walk through a fury pit of Legos while barefoot and blindfolded, only to roll through an entire tunnel of disinfectant sprayers and be ignited at the other end to go to a concert right now. And I just thought that was hilarious because that's how I feel right now. Like, I want to go to a concert so stinking bad. You know, usually by now I've gone to at least a couple, and being not gone to any, and I know that seems weird, like everything going on, like why are you missing a concert so much? But there is just something about being at a concert, and that music is loud, and you're just surrounded by, you know, your friends, and you know, and it's just a good time. And you know, I think it's not something I took for granted because I really truly enjoy going. It's just something so simple, it seems like, that we can't even do right now. And so yeah, especially in our area. We're big on concerts in this area. So I would do that. I feel this girl, you know, Melissa Mann, and everything she would do to go to a concert, I would do the same.
It's like Jamie and I were eating dinner last night outside, and the wind started to pick up. It started to get cold. So we're rushing our dinner to go back in the car, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's like, what is the fucking difference of us sitting 10 feet away from the door of tables that are inside that could easily be cleaned and disinfected and enact social distancing and spread the tables apart? It's just mind-boggling that some places are still open and some places are still required to be shut
I think
down.
it's California. I feel
It's
feel
this
like a lot
fucking
of places
state,
are a
man.
lot more open than us.
Jesus Christ. It's yeah, if you haven't, on Rogan's last podcast, he talks about the amount of people, including him, that are leaving the state, and some of the taxes that they're trying to propose to help balance this, and it's fucking nuts. We won't get into it because everyone's either right or wrong these days, so it's Jim and I don't like to talk about it on here because, like I said, everybody
If you want to have that discussion, go on Facebook.
Yeah.
I guarantee
Oh my
you can
God.
find a conversation to join
Yeah.
in on and share your feedback. And you know, like I said, we're so open-minded and just fall in the middle of everything, you know, but we just choose not to engage in it, you know, at least as far as I know. I don't. I don't know if he does on social media.
No, it's too volatile out there. People are just stuck in their ways, and they want you to be their way. You know, they can't be open to your opinion or respect it, I should say.
It's interesting, though, you know, speaking of social media, you know, so many people post, I see it almost daily, little spider going up, that, oh, I'm going to be taking down my Facebook. It's so negative, yada, yada. You know, you can find me over on Instagram, which I feel like is social media. Anything social media connected has this stuff.
Yeah.
But, you know, but it's really interesting, though, because social media is good in so many ways. I mean, it doesn't have to be negative. If you want to go to your friends list and click through, like if you see someone posting stuff that you don't agree with or you don't, you know, care to, you know, see on your feed, just go up there and turn off notifications or unfollow them. You don't have to unfriend them.
Yeah.
But you can unfollow them and their stuff won't show up in your feed anymore. Or go through your friends list. If you're missing certain faces, like you're getting like swamped with the negative stuff, then go through your friends. And then when you see like, oh my gosh, what's so-and-so been up to? I haven't seen them on my feed in so long. If you click on them, you can, you know, make notifications so that they show up in your feed. Like you can fix your social media to, you know, put away some of that negative stuff. You don't have to have that on your feed all day long.
So like,
you know, if you want to see your friends and their kids and, you know, they're not posting all this negative stuff, you know, you can still enjoy social media, you know, like it doesn't have to be all that negative. You don't have to go the extreme of deleting it, because I won't, you know, like I get it. Some people just feel like it's just, you know, draining, and I agree. Some days that stuff does show up on mine, but for the most part, you know, I truly try to make the most of it and stay in tune with the good that's on there. So,
like Jamie said, I'll never unfollow or delete someone that has a different opinion. But like she said, if you're negative, that's easy. If all you post is negative stuff, then you're gone.
Yeah, I mean, you just unfollow them. You don't have to unfriend your friend because you have different views. But if you're just tired of seeing the same repetitive discussions all day long, and that's what it is, you know, I mean, we're how many months into this, and the masks are still a debate, you know, and I just, you know, it's like, why? If you want to wear it, wear it. If you don't, you don't. You know, if a place of business is requiring it, throw it on for a few minutes, you know, and, you know, it's just like, for me, that's just me. But again, like I said, you don't have to go the extreme of, you know, unfriending people. Like, I don't understand if you just have different views, but this is someone you've been friends with forever, then just don't follow what they're posting. You know, that's just my thing. I just feel like people just get so upset and heated and drained, and, you know, it's just crazy.
Basically what she's saying is you don't have to complain about social media because you can control what you want and not see.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly.
All right.
I need this shirt.
Jesus.
I just saw this shirt. Thought it was hilarious. I love corn, especially like roasted corn on the cob. It's so yummy. It's one of my favorite snacks, and like anywhere that has it, you know, they have them at fairs. They have it at the Apple Barn. You know, I always have to get one or two. But this shirt, if you're looking, it's just the shirt has 2 ears of corn, and it says a crop top. And I would totally cut it into a crop top, so it kind of fits both.
Stupid.
And then this one I thought was hilarious. So if you are seeing, and it is, first it's a picture of Leonardo DiCaprio actually in Django, and he's making a face. And it says, "Waiting for my husband to see the meme I texted him from across the room." Who is that? The guy, the my husband guy?
I don't know.
Oh, but then the other picture says my husband, and he's just looking down at his phone and then up at me with just this face of like annoyance, like, you're so stupid. And that's something I would do, like Leonardo's face, like, I'm so funny, like,
yes.
You have to see this, like, I'm dying, I'm dead. And then he does not think I'm as funny as I think I am, so I could see him just looking at me from across the room, like, really,
very stale face that I would give as well.
And
like,
we do this at home on the couch, I send him things and I just watch and wait for him to open it, and his reaction, he'll just look at me like, okay. It's not funny. I'm funny, but he doesn't always think it's funny. But so I just thought that was hilarious. Those are my memes of the day.
All right. Did you have a quote?
Yeah, it's that pink one.
Oh, the pink one. I thought that was mine. All right. Whoa, stop. All right. I got two. They're quick. When was the last time you did something for the first time? I think that just goes with, exploring, travel, new hobbies, learning something new. It's just always good for the soul, good for the mind. So, and I thought the picture was pretty. So I like that one. And then the second one, I wasn't sure if I was thinking too deep on this one or if I should just take it as it is, but it's by Naira Wahid. I don't pay attention to the world ending. It has ended for me many times and began again in the morning. And I wasn't sure if that should be taken at face value of just, the world ends when she goes to sleep and then a new start to the day in the morning, or if it was more deep, like I've gone through so many bad things, but there's always a new day, or if it's both. What kind of do you take out of that? How do you interpret that one? I wasn't sure if I was wrong, or I know that quotes, you can really interpret them to how you feel anyways.
Right, how you relate to it.
But
I think with that first sentence, I don't pay attention to the world ending. To me, it just seems like they just take it day by day. Like they just, enjoy life to the fullest.
Broad,
exactly.
picture, they kind of focus on the present.
Instead of worrying about, like, we're all going to die from COVID in the next, 6 months.
Yes.
But that it's whether it was a good day or a bad day, it comes to an end and you wake up and have a fresh start the next day.
Okay. That's pretty much what I was taking out of it. But I really like that.
That's how I would take it.
Yeah, because it is relevant to today. Everybody wants to focus on so many big things. Let's not forget what's right in front of us, So, let's go to yours.
I don't know if I've shared this one or not. I can't remember. I might have. Comparison kills creativity. There is room for you. Nobody can do it with your voice, your experience, and with your insight. So don't compare. It just seems I save a lot that are very similar to these kind of things.
I think
so it's either this one
it sounds very familiar.
or very similar. So you can kind of get a trend with me, like, as far as stuff that I relate to. And this is the kind of stuff I relate to all the time.
But even then, it could have been this with like a different background.
Yeah, true. That too. Sometimes I like different writing, different fonts too stand out to me. So pretty basic. Make sense, stuff, something I'm super passionate about, and talk to people about, don't compare. There is no comparison. You do you and do it your way. And, just be original. Do your thing.
Yes. All right. Well, do we have anything on the books this week?
School starts.
All right.
Distance learning starts on Wednesday.
Nice. Well, sorry guys, my brain is
still
toast
asleep,
this morning.
I think.
So, but so if you guys haven't seen last week's episode, check that out. Let us know if you've seen Shameless. Let us know your favorite characters, favorite couples, your favorite season. So
me and Kev,
they're so awesome.
They're awesome.
It's so weird to see in the first few episodes, how she's just naked in every fucking episode with the family walking around everywhere, and she's not even the family; she's the fucking neighbor that are just might as well be like they. For us, we just call her aunt. That's how close they are.
Yeah.
So check that out if you guys haven't seen it. If you're looking for something new to watch, it's a fucking really fun show. Other than that, we hope you guys have a good weekend. I'm sure everybody, I don't know what the other school districts are, but I hope that you all have your sanity before school starts. And anything you want to add?
Nope.
Nope. Go check out my last blog at scottofarrell.com. I'll post a link actually in the video right now. The last blog post was podcasts in and radio out, how podcasts are taking over the world. That one took me about 3 to 4 days to write. I'm trying to get into not getting my research done and writing it all in one day. I find that I rush it and I don't come up with complex sentences like I should. And so last week I got all my research done in one day, like everything I needed to add to the page. And then I started my draft, wrote that for one day, then didn't touch it. And then the next day I went in and added more complexity to it, just kind of structured it with the paragraphs better. And then the final day I really just took out meaningless words, shortened it if it needed to, and put in the correct words if it needed to be switched. So I'm trying to get better at not trying to think it's going to be done in one sitting. Take the time to make it sound how I want to sound. So, yeah, go check that out at scottofarrell.com. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us. Go follow us on Salty Blowie on Instagram and subscribe on YouTube. I know Jamie's going to put together something on Instagram or Facebook to not a challenge, but something to get you guys, if you want to try some of the candy that was shipped from Japan.
Last week.
So we'll come up with something like that. Just pay attention on Instagram. And we thank you guys, and we will see you next week. Peace.
Word.